Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Radhika Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna everybody.
Hare Krishna.
I was hoping I'll get an extra 2 minutes with the kirtan going longer. Okay. Hare Krishna everybody. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat. Om Agyanathamra Andasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Maya Dadati Swapadartikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. I hope you all had a great time with Nityananda yesterday. How did your Nityananda, how did it go? I hope you all had a lot of fun.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, a lot of less energy. I know all of us are tired writing exam, but I think the exam was much simpler than our standards of Pran Chaitanya Prabhu, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So we'll be entering into Canto 2, chapter 6, and thanks Mataji for holding up for a few minutes. Okay, so basically the heading of this chapter is Purusha Sukta confirmed. So up till last night, I was actually not really clear about Purusha Sukta. I was thinking I will come to the class and take help from Pran Prabhu, but invariably I think Pran Prabhu is a little held up. So I'll be managing or taking a joint session along with y'all, because as much as y'all don't know, neither do I, because I have not read this chapter. Maybe long back would have given a reading, but then long ago, so long ago, you know how it is. So basically here we are talking the entire chapter has got 46 verses. And this particular, sorry, somebody is got their speaker on.
Can you unmute everyone?
Video. I will mute everybody. I will make some of you all co-host. Lalita Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, I may not be in the entire session.
No problem. As long as you're there. No problem. Hare Krishna. So basically, we are talking about 1 to 17 verses. We are talking about the Lord, that is how Krishna is the material cause and the efficient cause, right? And this is where we are talking about description of Virat Rupa. This is very similar to what we were seeing in the previous chapter, and we'll probably quickly revise with this flowchart itself and take it forward. Now, the next thing which we are talking about will be from the verse 18 to 22, where Krishna, that is where we are talking about the comparison between the material world and the spiritual world. So, and obviously this is very important because this talks about what is our qualification to enter the spiritual world. We will also be covering from 23rd to 30 how Brahma actually is giving complete credits to Krishna for the material cause, right? He is talking about how that is Krishna is the only material cause. And he is also summarizing Narada's questions again, which means that this chapter is very closely connected to the previous chapter. And also between verses 34 to 38, we are going to see as to why one should believe Brahma's words. Typically, what is in it for me and how can I trust you? And finally, the last part of this is Brahma is going to explain Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. Now, if you see the current one, right, we would have got a little, not too clear, but we are little, like how Prabhu was telling, right? Each of us can give our own analogy to fit in. But the fact is, nobody can understand it because our mind is very limited and Krishna is too vast, right? So with that, what we will step is the first part of the initial step. And Usha Mataji there, because I'm assuming she will be the one who will be sharing the screen. If you're there, please
Yes,
have your.
yes, Mataji. Yes,
Thank you
Mataji.
so much.
Yes,
Uh,
Mataji.
yes, I am just making you the co-host. And if there is anyone who can manage volume, silencing and all, because I mean, I usually do, but today I think I'm also a little bit going to grab, trying to learn. So the first step which we are going to talk is Lord's very subtle sense, right? And also gross sense, how the whole Virat Rupa came into form. I think this was a question Priyadarshini Mataji asked before few sessions as to what is the role of Virat Rupa. So if we get into, I'm just getting into the basics just to have a continuation of the previous chapter and this. So how it forms is we have, you all can tell me, from Mahavishnu, which is Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, can someone brief me how the process of creation happens in terms of Purusha avatars? Can someone tell me how it happens? Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
The Karna Ocean. From the Karna Ocean, I think today we have read now that Kala, from the time
Correct.
see the Mahatattva being formed, and from the Mahatattva transformation happens to the this one, what is that? False ego, and the false ego on the three different modes actually. So
Correct.
the other ingredient, that is the gross being the five elements, that is earth, ether, air, and by fire and water, and the shuttle being that is mind, intelligence and all. So mind comes under sattva thing, and intelligence and along with the 10 senses and the prana comes under that is mode of fashion. So like that, from the ether, that is sound, to ether to the touch to the air to the form to fire to taste to water to the that is smell to the earth. So this is how the creation happens. And then like that, from the course of the Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, all the universes actually come out, and then at the time of creation, wherein in each universe, the expansion of the Karnodaka Sai Vishnu enters as a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and he resides on the Garbhodaka waters. And from the navel, you can see that is the lotus flower sprung, and from the Brahma being created. So Brahma being the he has been that means given the knowledge for the secondary creation, and with that the living entities are created in this world, and in every jiva, the Paramatma being a Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. This is the flow actually, high level.
Perfect. Thank you so much, ma'am. Like really made my job easy. Hare Krishna. Very clear. So we will now start off with the first verse, first thing. Usha Mataji, you can start. Since Mataji has already summarized, we will not revisit it unless it needs for after me some of the verses. Hare Krishna. Usha Mataji, you're sharing, na? Super. Whoever wants to do the shloka and reading, please have your hand raised. The heading of this particular chapter is called Purusha Sukta Confirm. Yes, please, can you...
Can I start, Mataji?
Yeah,
Can
please start.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Verse 1. Brahmovacha Vacham Vahnirmukham Kshetram Chandasam Saptadhatavaha
छन्दासां सप्तधातवः
हव्यकव्या मृतान्नानाम्
हव्यकव्यामृतान्नानां
जिह्व सर्वरसस्य च.
जिह्वा सर्वारसस्य च.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma said, the mouth of the Virat Purusha, the universal form of the Lord, is the generating center of the voice, and the controlling deity is fire. His skin and 6 other layers are the generating centers of the Vedic hymns, and his tongue is the productive center of different foodstuffs and delicacies for offering to the demigods, the forefathers, and the general mass of people. Purport: the opulences of the universal form of the Lord are described herein. It is said that his mouth is the generating center of all kinds of voices, and its controlling deity is the fire demigod. And his skin and other 6 layers of bodily construction are the representative generating centers of the 7 kinds of Vedic hymns, like the Gayatri. Gayatri is the beginning of all Vedic mantras, and it is explained in the first volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. Since the generating centers are the different parts of the universal form of the Lord, and since the form of the Lord is transcendental to the material creation, it is to be understood that the voice, the tongue, the skin, etc., suggest that the Lord in his transcendental form is not without them. The material voice, or the energy of taking in foodstuff, is generated originally from the Lord, and such actions are but perverted reflections of the original reservoirs. The transcendental situation is not without spiritual variegatedness. In the spiritual world, all the perverted forms of material variegatedness are fully represented in their original spiritual identity. The only difference is that the material activities are contaminated by the 3 modes of material nature, whereas the potencies in the spiritual world are all pure because they are engaged in the unalloyed transcendental loving service of the Lord. In the spiritual world, the Lord is the sublime enjoyer of everything, and the living entities here are all engaged in his transcendental loving service without any contamination of the modes of material nature. The activities in the spiritual world are without any of the difficulties of the material world, but there is no question of impersonal voidness on the spiritual platform, as suggested by the impersonalists. Devotional service is defined in the Narada Pancharatra as follows. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tat parattvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. Originally, since all the senses are produced of the Lord's reservoir of senses, the sensual activities of the material world are to be purified by the process of devotional service. And thus, the perfection of life can be attained simply by purifying the present position of our material activities. And the purifying process begins from the stage of being liberated from the conception of different designations. Every living entity is engaged in some sort of service, either for the self or for the family or for the society, country, etc. But unfortunately, all such services are rendered due to material attachment. The attachments of the material affinity may be simply changed to the service of the Lord, and thus the treatment of being freed from material attachment begins automatically. The process of liberation is therefore easier through devotional service than by any other methods. For in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is said that one is subjected to various kinds of tribulations if one is impersonally attached. Klesho adhikataras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
You are muted, Radhika Mataji, you are muted.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, not just for sharing, but also very nicely and beautifully reading through the verses very patiently. And now, there are few things which are coming in my mind. And before we start off with this, remember for every yuga, there is one yuga dharma. So I'm going to start with the first one. So what are the 4 yugas and what are the 4 yuga dharmas?
Satyuga, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga.
Perfect. What is the yuga dharma?
In Satya Yuga, the lifespan was good, so they used to do meditation, Mataji. In
Excellent.
Treta Yuga, the lifespan which was 1 lakh around, it becomes like 10,000 like that. So they used to do yagnas, sacrifices. Then in next Yuga, that is Dwapara Yuga, the lifespan was reduced to thousands. So they used to construct building and do temple Archa Vigraha worship, Mataji. In Kali Yuga, the lifespan has been reduced to hundreds. So it is like a iron age. So here one is the thing is Sankirtana Yagna. Nama Japa is the prescribed duties, Mataji.
Haribol, very nice. Treta Yuga is basically 10,000 years, right? Lifespan. So every yuga reduces 1. Krite Yadayate Vishnu. Treta Yadya Jatomakai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalo Yadhari Kirtana. So therefore, obviously in Kali Yuga, what do we do?
Nama
Sankirtana.
Yes, Sankirtan Yagna. And the reason I'm asking you this is because at the end, right, we will have a connect to why all this is spoken. So Virat Purusha. So we actually saw, and Danish ma'am very beautifully explained that the originally Mahapurusha or Karanodakasai Purusha is in the causal notion, which is between the material world and the spiritual world. Now he is creating lots of andas, right? And we are going to expand and see one of the andas, which is one of the material world, right? One of the universe. In that universe, we will see Garbho Dakasai Vishnu. What is Garbho Dakasai Vishnu do? He actually, from his navel only sprouts our Brahma. So now, this much you all know. And the reason I'm saying is, until Garbha, all the things, right? We are talking about, she was talking about Mahatattva, right? So Mahatattva does not get agitated. Initially, unmanifested Pradhana only enters. So when is Mahatattva getting agitated? When does it get agitated? Actually, which factor makes it get agitated?
The glance of Karanodakasai Vishnu. The glance.
Glance of that creates what? Very nice. Glance of that only creates the material world. But what happens actually in the glance? What enters for Pradhana to get agitated?
Mahashakti.
Mahashakti actually helps us to do it. But what is it? There is something which is added. For example, this is like I normally use the word rasam because I mean rasam is, I don't know whether North Indians know rasam is very popular thing which we do in South. Or to make it, for example, anything you want to make, any vegetable or something, all I do is we put you inside a kitchen. You have all the ingredients, right? But they're all in some form or the other. So how do? You first assemble, right? So pradhana is like that where you have it. But when does the actual cooking start? Only when you take it in the form of putting it in the fire, right? So Mahatattva, you take it as putting it in the fire. So when you start putting it in the fire, only your curry or something gets cooked. So there is something which has to be there for the thing to happen. So that is time factor, right? So based on your karma, you are there. But then there's a time factor which involves the 3 modes to be created, right? So with the 3 modes, all the agitation starts and all this happens. Otherwise, I think in the previous class, many of you all had a doubt. What is Brahma's role? Am I actually having a specific body assigned? No, you are assigned. But what is Brahma's role is he is actually making a particular model. Example, if you're taking Rolls Royce or Maruti, what happens? Maruti is designed in computer and there is a model of Maruti which is actually kept over there, right? There is a, what do you call, the structure. Structure is designed and kept. But when you go and buy the car, do you get that same one? No, you will get models which are very similar to that. Is that right? What I'm trying to tell, are you able to understand what I'm explaining?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
So
Yes,
same way,
Mataji.
what happens is, how many types of species Brahma is made?
84 lakh.
Right? So 84 lakh species have 84 lakh bodies created. That is like 84 lakh models. Maruti 800, your Maruti Suzuki, your Toyota Corolla, all these structures are there. Like that, we are having a model which is currently designed in AI, but is originally designed by Brahma in his intelligence, and he made these things. So the body structure is created. What Krishna does, not even Krishna, I would use the word, what we do to ourselves based on our karma, whatever we have done, based on guna karma, right? Based on our desire. Right? What does Krishna tell? Krishna tells, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tvajatante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada sadbhava bhavita. So let's say that I have a desire to be born in, as Prime Minister of India or something I'm craving, right? So what will happen? I need that big house. I want all the luxuries. So Krishna will tell Maya Shakti, please grant her whatever she desires based on her credits. Now, assuming that I have credits, I have desire, then I will become Prime Minister in my next birth. Now, suppose I have desire, I don't have credit, I will still be there. But the point is, I will probably be in the parliament or in the house of the Prime Minister as a cockroach or a lizard based on my desire. My desire is achieved, but my credit is not sufficient. Because my credit is not sufficient, my desire is fulfilled, but based on my credit, I will take a particular form. It can be a rat, it can be a cat, it can be a monkey, it can be anything, right? So this is the way in which the universe is operating. I know most of you all know it and it is repetitive, but I just thought I'll start from scratch because these chapters seems to be attacking from different angles. So 30% of whatever we are discussing here, all of us will know. 30% will be like nostalgia. Long, long ago we've read. Maybe 30-40% we'll pick it on the way and do this journey. So this is what it is. Is this basic clear? Because if that is there, then I'll move to the next part of it.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah. So now coming to Vedas, in Satya Yuga, there was no need for differentiation of Veda at all. Because the Satya Yuga, which is called the age of meditation, is referred and denoted in the color of?
White.
Why white?
Purity.
Okay. Otherwise? Which Lord it represents? Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11. In Uddhava Gita, around that time, Krishna very clearly explains Satya Yuga is denoted as white because he's talking about the story of Hamsa. Krishna comes as Hamsa and explains to Krishna, Brahma's 4 sons. What are they called?
Kumaras.
Anyone knows the name of the Kumaras?
Sanadana.
Right. So the 4 Kumaras go and ask Brahma the various questions, like how Narada is asking. Now, Brahma himself is not creator, right? So he is very confused. So making the long story short, Krishna takes the Rupa of Hamsa avatar. Hamsa is white. So which is why the Satya Yuga is denoted as white. And I'm going back to the first canto, one of the chapters initially, and also in the 10th canto, we will have Garga Muni, when he does the austerities for Krishna, he will tell to Vasudeva, that is Krishna's father, that Balram had already appeared. Okay, yesterday is Nityananda, my Dauji's birthday. What is it he says? Balram comes as? What does Balram come as?
Anantashesha.
Anantashesha.
And also he is called Sankarshana. Why is he called Sankarshana?
He was being shifted from the Devaki womb to Rohini Mata's. Akarshana means attraction.
Superb. Excellent. Akarshana means attraction, so he is doing. And also one more thing, he is called Sankarshana because he will attract us towards Krishna. Right? So Sankarshana. So 2 things. So that is why Sankarshana. And now this is 1/2. Now we are going to move to the next one. What is the next stuff? Besides Sankarshana, there is one more beauty to it. What is the thing? Of course, he has many names, so we will not get into that. One more coolest name which we are talking about for Krishna, he says, your son appeared in the 4 yugas in 4 different colors. One color is white. We saw what is that white. There is one more color which he will tell. What is the other color? Next color.
Red, no? Red.
Haribol, red represents? What does red represents? I told Krite is Satya Yuga, Krite Yadhyayate Vishnu. So we will meditate on Vishnu. Meditation, many of us assume it is white color piece and all. Actually, this represents Hamsa, so the white color, which is the next color, red, perfect. Tretayat, right? So we are talking about Treta Yuga. He is talking about red color. What is the austerity they do in Treta Yuga?
Yagna.
Yagna, fire.
So Krishna, fire. So it is not fire, but Krishna comes as Yagna Purusha. Because we have read that all Brahma, Vishnu, sorry, not Vishnu, Brahma, Surya, everything is what? Are they permanent? Are they eternal?
No,
No.
it didn't come.
So we cannot become Krishna, but we can become Brahma if we do certain things, right? We can become Indra also. How can we become Indra?
By doing that
Yes,
Ashwamedha
yes.
Yagnas like 100 times. 100
100
times.
we do. So we can go. That is why Indra is very scared. So likewise, there might be, for every role, there is a particular person, right? Now, if no one did Ashwamedha Yagna at that time, what will happen? So somebody like that, one yuga got emptied, right? So that time Krishna, I'm not getting to the details again, takes place, he himself becomes Indra, which means Yagna. He is coming as Yagna Purusha.
Yagna
Right?
Purusha.
Yeah. So which is why when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, they say there are two Yagna Purushas. One, for convenience for children, I always tell mini Yagna Purusha, which is Indra, and Krishna as perfect Yagna Purusha himself. So that is what is the color of red, which is denoted. Now the third one, everyone knows. Dwapara Yoga Krishna is
Blue.
blue.
Black. Blue.
Bluish black. Who is he?
Krishna is
Swayam Bhagavan.
Swayam Bhagavan. Ete chamsa kala pumshaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Logam Mridunante Yuge Yuge. Swayam Bhagavan is coming. And the last yuga is Kali Yuga. And
yellow color. Golden yellow.
golden yellow. Right? And that is Lord
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya is coming in the golden effulgence color. So this is what it is. So this is our one topic. Now moving to the next thing is when we are moving to the 3 levels of realization. So that is what is covered here. What are the 3 levels of realization?
Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Brahmeti,
Right?
Paramatma, Bhagavan.
Yeah. So now the Brahman realization, Virat Rupam is which of the realization? Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan?
What, Mataji? Please repeat the question.
Virat Rupa, which we are going to talk here, right? Virat Rupa of the Lord is Brahman realization, Paramatma or Bhagavan realization?
That is imaginary. It won't come.
So correct. But where will you fit it in? If I have to fit in, I'm giving you multiple choice answer.
None of the above.
There's no none of the above. There is one compulsory you have to take. Brahman realization. Very nice. Perfect. It is not Paramatma because many of them say Bhagavan and Paramatma. Virat Rupa will come under the Brahman realization because Virat Rupa is not there in the spiritual world. It is there only in the material world. So the Virat Rupa here and the Vishwa Rupa in Bhagavad Gita, though we always say is identical for the beginners, but since we are in level 6, there is significant difference to an extent because the Vishwa Rupa Krishna showed is his manifestation of the past, present, future of the various andas. So basically, it's a cine show of what Krishna does, right? Virat Rupa or the Virat Purusha is not that. Virat Purusha is an imaginary way a philosopher will try and relate to God. He cannot understand Lord is great, but he can understand that the mountain is so big and you can't create one. Therefore, somebody behind this will also be great. That behind this should be Virat. That is how they can think. They can't understand the sweetness of Krishna, but they can get mesmerized by the greatness of the power behind that particular Rupa. That is what is Virat Rupa, which is again defined in many ways, right? They can talk about top, middle, lower. We saw that also 14 planets and all that. So this particular mouth of the Virat Rupa, universal Lord, how it operates is, again going back to the original story, Karanodakasai Vishnu enters East Anda as our Garbhodakasai. From Garbhodakasai navel comes the dash.
Brahma.
Haribol, Brahma is coming. Now, what is happening in this particular Virat Rupa? The prana has to enter, right? Just like how we are talking about prana consciousness, we also need super soul, Paramatma, for us to actually do anything. Now, entire concept is this, and I'm what happens is in Garbo Dakasai, he fills the Garbo, that is the universe, with the water. And then he's floating there. From the navel only, Brahma is born. Now at this stage, the universe is formed, right? Everything is there. You are having, but the Virat Purusha by itself is just like a stone. Just like in the, I just told, right? It is like one of the models created by Brahma, but obviously I won't use the word by Brahma because this is a material jada, which is already pre-created before Brahma is created. So this particular mountain is there, everything is there, but it is not getting activated because the Paramatma of the Garbha, which is basically of the universe, is Garbhodakasai. So he has to come into the universe for the whole universe to do. In one word, to make it clear, before Garbhodakasai Vishnu enters, the Anda is formed, all the Jadas are formed, right? When I said Pradhana is entering, the Pradhana, or not just one Pradhana, right? It's like a collective, like the chapati, right? The whole chapati you make, what do you call the batter, which is the batter ball, no? The chapati batter which you make is entered. Dough, thank you so much. The dough is pushed into it. So how can you do it? It's just like that. It does not, now you make it, you roll it, then you put it in fire, it starts getting cooked, right? So like that, the anda, I make a shape of, with that dough, very beautifully a person, nothing comes, you give it to a child or anyone, we'll get kicked. It's not going to be cooked. The cooking process happens only when Garbhodakasai Vishnu enters. Otherwise, the danda, which is just pradhana, a manifestation of Mahatattva, unmanifested form is still there. It's not manifested. Comes into action only when Garbhodakasai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma of universe, which is why Garbhodakasai and Kshirodakasai both are referred as Paramatma. The difference is Garbhodakasai is the Paramatma of the universe, Kshirodakasai Vishnu is the Paramatma of all individual. Kshirodakasai Vishnu is there in living beings or in non-living as well. Cheta, Acheta. In all, right? That is why Brahma Samhita talks about Andantarastam, Paramaptu Jayantarastam, Govinda Mahadi Purusham, Tamam Bhajami. So now Brahma is telling the mouth of the Virat Purusha, the universal form, is the generation of voice. That is basically fire, right? Agni. Now you are able to understand where Agni is coming. That is why the Yagna Kunda is also considered as Krishna's mouth. Which is why the Brahmins who are chanting the Vedas, Krishna considered is equal to Krishna, because Krishna is saying that. And next is his skin and other layers are the Vedic hymns, right? Purusha Sutta. Sutta means Vedic hymns. Purusha means glory of the Lord. So every time before you go to the border of the Lord, and thanks to every conversation which happens, right? Last night, I think it was last night, when Dharnishri ma'am and I were talking, right? I called her telling that, oh my God, today we have an exam. We are hardly prepared this time. Usually I'm slightly better in preparation because sometimes I'll end up taking class, and this time I think I just had one session, did not have much. So I was telling ma'am I did not do. And by the way, next is Purusha Sutta. I'm yet to get a connect. That time she was explaining, in few words, Purusha Sutta, and I caught the attention and my curiosity, and a little bit of homework was going in my mind. Thankfully, Krishna willing, everything happens for a cause and a reason. So this particular thing is happening. Why is it happening? Is that the particular light, so the tongue, it talks about the different footsteps. So everything talks about, which is why Jigwa, tongue, why do we highlight is because not only the Vedic hymns come, Prashadam is also taken there. Of course, here Prashadam, that is what is mentioned here. If you see Vedic hymn, right, one, and the other one, we are talking about different footsteps. These are all offered to the thing. So the forefathers, many times we have this habit of, how many of you all have said that this is for forefather, I'm specially preparing this food because my grandma likes, my mother like, so I have kept this food. We've heard our mothers and fathers telling that, make this, this is what my mom likes. We will feed them. Yes or no?
Yes, mother.
Shraddha. But actually, what is the purpose of keeping food? Come on, all of you. Is the class very boring? Because I feel so much of silence. I understood first half an hour, you all are tired because of the exam, but now I think we've all become fresh. So what is the story? So if you're talking about Purusha, now we are giving Shraddha for our forefathers. Whom are we actually offering this?
Krishna.
Huh?
Mahavishnu.
Excellent. We are offering it to Vishnu only because we are offering to Vishnu because we are not giving it to we are not giving it to the, what should I say, to the forefathers. Forefathers do not have the ability. We are in Pitraloka, right? So, or wherever, whichever Loka they are, because they are very clearly telling, boss, I am giving you food. Krishna, boss means Krishna, have the food and therefore please take care of my forefather. This is what is the prayer. It is not that the food is going to somebody else, right? Now they are talking about 7 kinds of Vedic hymns. It is also mentioned as 7 kinds. I will come back with it. This is the Swapta Swara. Sari, Gama, Pada, Ni. I think they are referring to this or something else. We'll come back to, but this is what my understanding is. And also one more thing, that besides the Vedic hymns, which are of 7 types, the highest will be Gayatri Mantra, right? Now, Gayatri Mantra, when do we chant Gayatri Mantra? When do we all have the luxury to chant Gayatri Mantra?
After second initiation.
Haribol, after second initiation. So for people in the Brahmins, after the Upanayana, which is the Brahmanical initiation, which they take sometime in the age of 7, 11, right? Mangala Mataji, what age do they take the Brahmanical initiation normally? Hare Krishna, somebody knows?
In odd numbers, 11, 13.
Odd
Mostly
numbers.
7. From 7 onwards, they start Mataji.
7 onwards. Hare Krishna. Thanks. So from odd numbers they take, right? So this is what it is. So the material voice, we'll be thinking, why are we talking material? There will be a connect now. The material voice and the energy which we are talking, footstep, that is why they are talking about right now. And again, I'm going to now take a small detour. Currently, we are following dash Vaidhi Bhakti. Sorry, wow. I gave the answer. Dash Sadhana Bhakti.
Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti.
Yeah, and what is our aspiration? Dash Sadhana Bhakti we are aspiring to be. What is that?
To get the Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema is much later. Prior to that,
Raganuga Bhakti.
Raganuga, Sadhana Bhakti. That is still Sadhana Bhakti. So Raganuga Bhakti, we will follow whom?
Raganugas, Rupa Goswami, followers of Rupa Goswamis.
Followers of Rupa Goswamis are called Raganugas, who are us. But actually, that is what is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. We will be following Raganugas, which is what we are talking about. In Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, we are following Raganugas, that is devotees of the Lord. And we are doing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. For becoming a Raganuga, whom will we follow?
Gopis.
Not necessary. If I don't have Gopi Bhav, if I want to become Nanda Maharaj, like father, I want to treat Krishna as a child and or a friend, I'm free to choose that, right? So the answer is close.
Vrajavasis.
Excellent. That is the answer. Give a wider scope for Vrajavasis, right? So that is called Raganuka because they are called what devotees? What are they called? They are called? We are going to Ragatmika. Excellent. Ragatmika. They are called Ragatmika Bhakti. No sadhana there. So we will become Raganuka. Anu means follow. We will become Anuka means always constantly keep following them. Now you will tell Mataji, very confused. I have no idea whom to follow. What we will do is, as long as we are following Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuka, how do you think? I'm going to ask. Now we are all having material voice. Right? We are talking about liberated platform. But unfortunately, as of today, I'm just having a material voice. I'm just going to go on chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm not focusing. I focus excellent. My focus is beating all of you all. I'm excellent. Somebody's focus is not beating. Still mine is material voice. Word may be spiritual, but my voice is material, which is why I am getting bored of listening to lectures. I'm getting bored of doing. But whereas when I get into Raga Nuka Bhakti, I am constantly Anu, right? See, we are surprising, right? Everywhere Krishna is telling always. Where all Krishna is telling always in Bhagavad Gita? Come, let's all wake up. Bhagavad Gita, when does he tell always? Always pray, always. Where does that word come? Which are the slokas? Come on. Hare Krishna, yes. Which are the ones? Do you all remember any of the shlokas? Anything which says Ananya. I'll give a clue also. In Bhagavad Gita, which are the ones which... Very nice. Tesam Nityapi Yuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Second thing, any other shlokas with Ananya? randomly. Ananya Cheto Satatam, anyone remembers? We should do, anyone coming to fast track, we should do retest for Bhakti Shastri. Ananya Cheto Satatam Yemam Sparati Nityasya Tashalam Sulabam Pata Nitya Yuktase Yogita. That is second. Api Setu Duracharya Bhajatamam Ananya Shatureva Samantavyam Samyak Vivasitosya. So for everything they are talking about Ananya. How are they having Ananya Bhakti? Can anyone tell me how? If you show more interest, I'll give you the clue for Raganuka Bhakti, how we will get. Otherwise, I'll skip and I'll go to the next. So I will tell you all the answer to this when I feel that more, all of you all are interested. Now I'm going back to the subject matter. So Krishna, what he's telling, Sarvo Padi Vinirmuktam Tat Paritvena Nirmalam Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Ruttama. That is only topmost. That means first we should give up our material thing. This is what is Narada Pancharatra, right? He is talking about all things and we should go. And Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita where in 12.5, Klesho Dikataras Tesham Avyakta Chakta Chetasam Avyakta Gatir Dukam Deyavadvir Avapsisi. It's going to be, both are right. If you're going to do the Brahman realization, which is also the Virat Rupa realization. Now you understand the correct, there are 3 levels of realization: Brahman, Paramatma, Supreme Personality. Brahman is the initial level, which is the Virat Rupa. But for the philosopher's mind, the Brahman realization is the only thing which is higher, and therefore it is very, very difficult. Why? Because Krishna, when they came into the world, they will not be able to understand this. What do they tell? They talk about Avajananti Mamuda Manushim Tanu Mashrita Parabrahmam Avan Ajanato Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. Fools deride me that I am a normal human being with material life. Krishna in the Virat Rupa, or when Krishna comes in his personal form, there are difference because Virat Rupa is imaginary. But when he is coming in personal form, he will have eyes, ears, not like us. It looks like us, but they are not like us, right? He is all powerful, all opulences he has got, right? So that is something which we should see. Now we can move to the next sloka. And I'll come back to Raganuka Bhakti when there is more energy in the class. Now we will do more of reading. Hare Krishna. Second one, Hare Krishna. Whoever wants to read can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sarvasunam cha vayoscha.
Sarvasunam cha vayoscha.
Tannase paramayane.
Tannase paramayane.
Ashvinur asadinam cha.
Ashvinur ashadinam cha.
Nano moda pramodayah.
Grano moda pramodayo.
Translation. His 2 nostrils are the generating centers of our breathing and of all other airs. His smelling powers generate the Ashwini Kumaras, demigods, and all kinds of medicinal herbs. And his breathing energies produce different kinds of fragrance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please mute yourself. So they're talking about 2 nostrils, which are the generating power of our breathing. So what happens is, this is also a story. So I'll try different style. Little bit we'll move to story than philosophy. So we are talking about, okay, Kashyapa Rishi had 2 wives, right? Broadly, what are their names?
Titi, Atiti.
Diti and Aditi, right? Aditi is the mother of all the dash.
Devatas.
Devatas. And
Indra,
Aditi,
Upendra,
yeah, Aditi is, yeah, Indra.
demons.
Yeah, and that time Krishna came as
Upendra, Vamanadev.
Upendra or Vamana Dev, right? Now, seeing this, Diti gets very jealous and Diti begets twins. Who are they?
Ashwini Kumar.
Kashyapa, Hiranyaksha.
Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, right? Now, after that, we know that they were destroyed by who?
Varaha and Narasimha.
Right? So, Varaha and Narasimha destroyed them. Now, after that, she also had somebody else, right? Who was born. And Indra, Indra is always ever stressful, right? So, Indra comes and when the child is in the womb, that time itself she tries to destroy it. Okay.
But
And this
42
is
Daityas, 41 or 42 Daityas.
Marutas.
Ah?
Marutas,
Maruta,
right?
yeah,
Marutas, right? So they are divided as 48. So typically on an average of 50, right? They are all gone. So he breaks it only the Garbha is broken into so many, like I think it's 48 if I remember right, the number may be wrong, 42 or 48, right? So Marutas, they are divided. Fada, 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 fada. Basically that means what, the Garbha gets broken, right? So when Diti gets angry and upset and she goes to Indra agrees. This is the beauty of the Devata and the Asura. People make mistakes. Many times we feel very uncomfortable. How Indra itself makes mistake, how Brahma can make mistake. The difference is they accept the mistake. They always say, right, without making mistake is divine. Making mistake is human. Forgiving is divine. So the point is, Krishna is divine. That's why he forgives. So what is he saying? He says that you should also forgive. So that is why if you see, he has forgiven whom? He has forgiven our all of them, Brahma, Indra, all of them. So Indra here sees the Maruts and he promises that I will take them into my party. Which is why if you see, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also says that all of them are a part of me, right? Because they become so many people, and Diti is also very happy because Diti is also extremely happy because of the fact that, thanks, Diti is extremely happy because so many Marutas are accepted and they're obviously going to become the thing. So these are the ones who are, what should I say, the winds which control. So these are so many powerful winds, which we're talking about all sides of winds which are controlled. So this is the story behind it. And specifically dedicated, obviously, Ashwini Kumaras, we know they are the twin. What is the link between Ashwini Kumaras and Pandavas?
The Nakula Sagadeva, Mataji.
Yes. Nakula Sagadeva, complete the story for those. Nakula Sakadevas, who?
They are the representation of Ashwini Kumaras.
Yes, exactly. So basically, they are, I would say that, okay, so basically, Sahadeva and Nakula, right? Both were born from the Ashwini Kumaras, twins. That is why twins, because not Kunti. Kunti did not. Who are the parents of, not parents, mother of Nakula and Sahadeva?
Madhuri.
Madhuri, right? So Madhuri gets the Garbha, and therefore these deities, I think 49 Marutas.
49.
There are
Just
49,
Googled,
right?
Mataji. Yeah.
Acha. Yeah, thank you. So the 49, right? So 49 Marutas are there. So so many are the ones who are controlling the direction. So this is something which I thought I will share. I'm sure you know the story, but I'm just trying to connect the dots into storytelling. Hare Krishna. We'll go to the next sloka. Hare Krishna. Yeah, third shloka. Who would like to read?
Hare Krishna. Rupanam tejasham sakshur.
Rupanam tejasam
Shakyur.
Divya suryasya sakshini.
Divya Suryasya
Sakshini.
Karanau disham cha tirtanam.
Karanau disham cha tirtanam.
Shrotram akshasabdayoho.
Stotram akshashabdayoho.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His eyes are generating centers of all kinds of forms, and they glitter and illuminate. His eyeballs are like the sun and the heavenly planets. His ears hear from all the sides and are receptacles for all the Vedas, and his senses of hearing is the generating center of the sky and of all kinds of sound. Purport: the words Tirthanam is sometimes interpreted to mean the places of pilgrimage, but Srila Jiva Goswami says that it means the reception of the Vedic transcendental knowledge. The proponents of the Vedic knowledge are also known as Tirthas. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, very nice. So what they are specifically talking about in the third verse is from his various limbs of which Vishnu? Which Vishnu are we talking about?
That 5.
No, I'm asking which Vishnu are we talking about in this reference? There are 3 Vishnus, right? Karano, Dakasai, Garbo, and Shiro. Which Vishnu are we referring to in this? Which Vishnu?
Garbhodakshai Vishnu.
Yeah, Garbhodakshai. Because universal form we are talking about is Virat Rupa with respect to Inda Anda, right? So the entire thing is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So they are talking about from the various limbs of the Garbhodakshai Vishnu. There, what happens is various limbs of the universal form came. So where is he getting the limbs? They are also coming from Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So let me just go one verse before. So what they are telling is in the that is in the second verse, what he is telling, from there only various parts are also formed. You understand, from him only. So if you see in the first verse, what they are telling, Karna, from the ear, right? So that is only Adi Bhuta. What is happening from the ear? We are having basically from Adi Deva creature of that is Dig Devadas. We saw that, right? Dig Devadas are doing. What is coming? The sense object. What is the sense object? Sense object is Adi Bhuta, right? So what is the sense object? There is a gross organ, there is a sense organ, right? Both are Adibhuta only. The gross organ is ears, right? Karna. And the subtle one is Adi Atmika, is the Shrotra. You can hear. Hearing comes. And what do you do? Sense object is from the Karna, you have hearing. Sabda is coming. You're understanding the Sabda, sound is coming from there. So basically, what is happening from the Lord's subtle sense organs, only all these are coming. Right, all the elements are coming from the Lord. Basically, all you need to understand is from Virat, how the Virat Rupa is getting all this is from originally Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Directly from there only, all the organs or the field of activities of Virat Rupa are getting activated with this. Is this clear? Pran Chaitanya Prabhu will make it more simple, but I'm just giving a very broad outline. If this is clear, we can go to the fourth. Hare Krishna. Fourth one.
Mataji.
They are just trying to bring how the material and the effective cause of the universe is both Krishna. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Please, someone read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tadgatram vastru sharanam.
Tadgatram vastu sharanam.
Saubhagyascha bhajanam.
Saubhagyasya bhajanam.
Tvak asya sparsha vayoscha.
Tvakasya sparshavayoscha.
Sarvamedhasya chaiva hi.
Sarvamedhasya chaiva hi.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. His bodily surface is the breeding ground for the active principles of everything and for all kinds of auspicious opportunities. His skin, like the moving air, is the generating center for all kinds of sense of touch and is a place for performing all kinds of sacrifice. Purport: the air is the moving agent of all the planets and as such the generating center for promotion to the deserving planets. The sacrifices are his bodily surface and are naturally the origin of all auspicious opportunities. Hare Krishna.
So very clearly what they are talking about is that everything is originating from eventually Mahavishnu from their Galpo and whatever Virat Rupa. So the body surface, they're trying to relate. What is there is basically all kinds of auspicious opportunity. Anything which is coming out here in the world, they are relating to Mahavishnu's bodily thing, right? From there only is coming. His skin, like the air, everything are basically from the touch. Please, if you remember last time, and Danishri ma'am also explained, what happens is Sabda, which is the first thing, which is why they say the first sense which gets activated is which one? For the child also in the womb, which gets activated first? I think I wish Dr. Reena unmutes
Sound,
herself.
Mataji, hearing.
Hearing, exactly. Why? Because the original sound is coming from the sky, ether, right? Ether, sky, and hearing gets activated, which is why we are able to, like the hearing potency becomes higher. Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, come. That is the sky, right? From there only this comes. Then Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, right? Vayu means air. So you can also feel the air. If I breathe, if I blow on you, you will feel it, right? So the skin, I can feel it. Sensation of feeling comes. And also there was noise will come from the breathing, right? I'm doing foot. How do we tell? So both are getting activated. So with each, one layer gets activated. The next one is Bhumi, Apo, Nalo. Anilo means what? Fire. Fire, can you see the fire?
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes.
So fire also has a form, right? So fire also has a form. So earth, water, fire. Fire has form. You can feel it. If you go touch it, you'll know the reaction. And you can also, it also makes noise. So all three are coming from fire. And the next one is obviously Bhumi Apo, that is water. Water you can taste,
Yes.
right? So four things are coming in water. What are they?
Sound, form, shape, and
Correct.
taste.
Yeah, shape and form is same. Sound, form, right? You can also taste it, and obviously sound is also, you can also feel it, right? You touch the water, right? It's chill, it's warm. So you're able to feel water, or you can just, if I'm like closing my eye, if you pour water on my face, how many of you all have that experience? Right now, I wish I can pour water on myself also, because I'm also feeling a bit sleepy. And many of us here, I think, are dozing off. I don't know whether it's the effect of the exam or effect of Nityananda's yesterday's extreme celebration, or is it my class which is making you sleep? Whichever it is, probably you have to live with this for a while, and I have to live. So what is happening is that you can do. Earth, right? Bhumi. Bhumi has one more thing over and above that. What is this?
Smell.
Smell. Many of us will tell, no, that fresh smell. When have we felt this fresh smell of earth?
After when rain falls.
Haribol, very nice. After the rainfall, we see that we feel that fresh sense of smell. So all these are things. I know these are things which we have read many times, but I used to find it very difficult in the initial stages, like level 1. Definitely no level 1, level 2. So I thought it's important to tell, because sometimes I'm sure that some of us may have a little bit of confusion in this. So that's why I'm revisiting this. So please don't mind that. And let's move on to the next verse. Hare Krishna. You can go to the next verse. Yes, please. Can someone read?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 5. Romani udbija jatinam.
Romani Udita Jatinam.
Yairva yagnastu sambritaha.
Yerva Yagyastu Sampritaha.
Keshas shamshrunakanyasya.
Kesha Shamshunakanyasya.
Shilalohabhra vidyutam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. The hairs on his body are the cause of all vegetation, particularly of those trees which are required as ingredients for sacrifice. The hairs on his head and face are reservoirs for the clouds, and his nails are the breeding ground of electricity, stones, and iron ores. Purport: the polished nails of the Lord generate electricity, and the clouds rest on the hairs of his head. One can therefore collect all sorts of necessities of life from the person of the Lord, and therefore the Vedas affirm that everything that is produced is caused by the Lord. The Lord is the supreme cause of all causes. Hare Krishna.
Right. So I wanted to, before I touch again, I wanted to ask one question. Sense devadas, that we are very clear, right? Now, you're also clear on the sense organs, right? Eye, ear, nose, just tongue, skin. So basically, Nanendriyas and Karmendriyas, we are very clear. Sense devadas also, we are clear. Now, probably one thing which you will hear, what do you mean by material element? What is a material element? Which one is coming? Gross material element. Which are they? Familiar only. Excellent. Material element is Pancha Mahabhutas: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Frequently, you will hear the term Tanmatra. Do you know what they are referring to as Tanmatra?
10 objects.
Example?
Shabda Spasha Rupa Rasa Gandha.
So, you're right. So, if for example, if you tell earth, water, fire, air, ether is sound, sabda, right? That is the tanmatra. Fire means form. You will tell Mataji, these are not there. Yes, but something which is more unique, like earth has rest of the features plus what is that? That is a tanmatra. Tanmatra means the additional quality which that one has. Fire also has what is there in ether, right? Sound. It also has what is there in air, that is touch. But over and above that, it has what's called form, which is a unique proposition. USP of fire, I'll use the word. Not mentioned in the Shastra, but I'm using this term just for our understanding. USP means unique selling proposition. Right, like that I'm telling. The fire can sell itself by telling that I can feel the form. Ether is, I can see the sound. Earth is smell. Water is taste. And tanmatra of air is, what is the tanmatra for air?
Sound and feel, Mataji. Feel.
Sound, feel, yeah, but what tanmatra is touch. The word used is touch. Who's the sense devata behind the air?
Vayu.
Haribol. Behind earth? Behind water, I will ask this one, water, I want.
Bhumi.
Water,
Mother
water.
Earth.
Varuna.
Water.
Indra.
Varuna. No,
Varuna,
water is
okay.
Varuna. Indra is head of thing. How I can never forget is my cousin works in Navy. In fact, not my cousin, my Navy, my cousin. And he has put exactly Varuna Dev in his hand. So the time I asked why, he said, I'm in water. Right? So very beautifully tattooed it. So it is Varuna Dev is water. And fire?
Agni. Agni Deva.
Haribol, Agni.
Agni.
So, ether?
Sound.
Ether is sound, I know, but who's the Devata?
Indra Deva.
No. Indra is the head. These are all coming, they all report to Indra. I mean, you don't have to know, but just to keep all of us live. Ether is Dig Devatas. Right. And earth? You all will know. We read also. Like that. Go back and you'll understand. Earth means what is the tanmatra for the earth? What is the tanmatra for the earth?
Smell.
Smell. So who's in charge of smell? Sense organ of smell is? What is the sense organ for smell?
Nose.
Nose. So smell. Nasik, right? Breathing. So who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of breathing? We just read. I think we read.
Ashwini Kumar.
Ashwini Kumar. Exactly. Haribol. Who said Ashwini Kumara?
Yes, Mataji.
One thing which I will tell Mataji is just confidently tell, like me, so I have this habit of speaking all languages fast, right? So they said, how do you know so many languages? I said, I don't know so many languages. I just speak fast. But you speak well. I speak fast. I'll have a lot of grammar mistakes. If I speak French or German and Hindi, the person who knows the language will know very clearly whatever I'm speaking is like horrible. But the why I'm telling you is it's not to tell whether it's right or wrong. It's about something which is not our area. You don't have to feel shy, right? So I've never felt bad in speaking a language which I don't know because I just feel language is a matter of communication. Same way, this one is something which we are learning. It's okay to go wrong. There's nothing called perfect answer, right? We can always try. So earth, smell, basically we just read, right? Nose, so therefore Ashwini Kumara. So these are the things which I thought I will tell you, though not important, you don't have to break your head, you can always connect. Why earth and, because we'll be, somebody said like Mother Earth, logically fits in. But why they are telling Ashwini Kumaras is because the Tanmatra of the earth, additional feature is smell. Smell is related to Ashwini Kumaras. And the organ is nose. Are you able to relate? Because I'm just trying to give you a heads up as to how, when you read this chapter, you will be like, when I didn't read this chapter, I'm just reading with you all. But when we are going to read the chapter, many times when we read the chapter, I do this, right? And my brother said every time when you get very stressed out or when you're confused, you have this habit. So I don't know if any of you all have this habit, but I'm sure each of us will have our own styles, right? So I don't want you all to get overstressed on this. So that's why I thought I'll stress you all enough now. Yeah. So let's go to the next verse.
Mataji, for ether, what is the God, Devata,
Now you tell me, ether represent. What is the tanmatra for ether?
sound,
And which is the organ?
ear,
Ear.
So anyone knows Devata for ears? Dig Devatas.
Dig Devata.
Not very familiar, but somewhere I think
Is
we've read.
it directions actually? It is
Sorry?
related to, is it related to directions now? That
Dig Devatas.
ah
Dig Devatas also represent nomads because directions are also represented by all sides of directions are also Dig Devatas, I think, right? That is what we read somewhere as
Sir,
well.
Ashtadikpalas are there, no? Like
But I can come back to you whether in this context they are referring that. But see, one particular deity will have multiple jobs, right? Like how we said water, we said Varuna also, Indra also. Indra also indirectly is responsible water, but rain. But if you're talking about rivers and oceans, we talk about Varuna in particular. Like that, the directions also you're right about Dik Devatas. But ether sound also is Dik Devatas. So they will have multitask. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
2.6.6. Hare Krishna. 2.6.6. Yeah, I don't know how to chant this. Bahavo lokapalana. Hare Krishna. Rayashashema karmana.
ప్రస్తుత ఎత్తనాను నెగటివ్ ఉంటుంది.
Okay, very nice. Somebody can, thank you so much. Translation, somebody do the review. Since it was small sloka, I read.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Translation: The Lord's arms are the productive fields for the great demigods and other leaders of the living entities who protect the general mass.
So basically, please read the purport also. No, we are reading purport also, right? No? Yes.
Okay, Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti.
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada. This important words of Srimad Bhagavatam is corroborated and nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita 10.41 and 42 as follows. Mataji, should I read the shloka?
Yeah, please. Nice sloka this.
Yad vibhutimat sattvam Srimad urjitam eva va Tad evavagachatvam mamatejo amsha sambhavam athava bahunaitena kimnyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyayaham idam krishnam ekamshena kshito jagat. There are many powerful kings, leaders, learned scholars, scientists, artists, engineers, inventors, excavators, archaeologists, industrialists, politicians, economists, business magnates, and many more powerful deities or demigods like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, and Marut, who are all protecting the interests of the universal affairs of maintenance in different positions, and all of them are different powerful parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the father of all living entities who are placed in different high and low positions according to their desires or aspirations. Some of them, as particularly mentioned above, are specifically endowed with powers by the will of the Lord. A sane person must know for certain that a living being, however powerful he may be, is neither absolute nor independent. All living beings must accept the origin of their specific power as mentioned in this verse. And if they act accordingly, then simply by discharging their respective occupational duties, they can achieve the higher perfection of life, namely eternal life, complete knowledge, and inexhaustible blessings. As long as the powerful men of the world do not accept the origin of their respective powers, namely the personality of Godhead, the actions of Maya, illusion, will continue to act. The actions of Maya are such that a powerful person misled by illusionary material energy wrongly accepts himself as all in all and does not develop God consciousness. As such, the false sense of egoism, namely myself and mine, have become overtly prominent in the world, and there is hard struggle for existence in human society. The intelligent class of men, therefore, must admit the Lord as the ultimate source of all energies and thus pay tribute to the Lord for his good blessings. Simply by accepting the Lord as the supreme proprietor of everything, since he is actually so, one can achieve the highest perfection of life. Whatever a person may be in the estimation of the social order of things, if a person tries to reciprocate a feeling of love towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is with the blessings of the Lord, he will at once feel the highest peace of mind for which he is hankering life after life. Peace of mind, or in other words, the healthy state of mind, can be achieved only when the mind is situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The parts and parcels of the Lord are endowed with specific powers for rendering service unto the Lord, just as a big business magnate's sons are empowered with specific powers of administration. The obedient son of the father never goes against the will of the father and therefore passes his life very peacefully in concurrence with the head of the family, the father. Similarly, the Lord, being the Father, all living beings should fully and satisfactorily discharge the duty and will of the Father as faithful sons. This very mentality will at once bring peace and prosperity to human society. Hare Krishna Mata.
Excellent. Very beautifully read. And the reason I was talking about Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, Raganuka Sadhana Bhakti, and all that. Of course, we may be Kanishta Adhigaris and all that. But what is very important is many of us have felt, and many of them also tell, Mataji, at this age only we entered. To me, I would always say, it doesn't matter how many years of efforts or practice we do. It's how quickly we are able to realize. Obviously, we will have our tanmatras, our vasanas from our previous state. But how quickly we can get out of this myself and mind, right? Sarvopani vinirmuktam tat paritvena nirmalam. Rishikesha rishikena sevadam bhakti uttamam. I think I have explained about philosophers in many classes. I've also heard about Prabhupada telling you should always listen or hear from people who are not materialistic. Now, why? I think so many classes we also tell, right? Pran Prabhu also tells we should not hear from professionals. And Nam Nishta Prabhu also, when he tells, the first thing I'll put my head and tell, how does it matter? Krishna kada hai na, right? So Krishna always gives a sample of a big doubt which has been there in most of our minds. I think this has been there at least for me over the 5 years, right? How does it matter? How does it matter? Not from a bhakti point of view. If the process is different, I agree. Like how Prabhupada always tells, the process is different. Don't listen to Mayavati Bhasha Suine, Oi Sarva Nasha, which I understand because we are not very advanced, neither in bhakti nor in knowledge, right? So if someone tells you differently, we may get confused. For example, this one is green. If some 5 of them tell it is blue, I may also start thinking maybe it is blue. Right, somewhere. So like that, Mayavati 10 people, and if the person is knowledgeable, we might get confused. Now, for the past 48 hours, we have had our very funny encounter with a philosophical person. I think Darnishi ma'am and me were sort of invited for a course which has presentation access and all that. And Namanishta Prabhu, this has got nothing to do with our ISKCON Mangaluru or Prabhu, but on the parallel, Namanishta Prabhu has been telling us that we should start working on presentation. So I think I rolled out that, thanks, while I'm talking, I remember, that each language will probably give 2 people. Today is the deadline where each language leaders will delegate 2 people who from the academic background. We will all sit together, as in we will not, they will all sit together along with Namanishta Prabhu and design very new PDFs, right? Because Prabhu was telling that we have to bring it more colorfully. So I will personally sit for 2 hours every day from 6 to 8 and get this rolled out. Right. So I said yes. And I've also dropped a message. So with this so this is on one side. On the other side, you know what we are talking about. We came across a philosopher who said that we will, before we could even have access to any information, before we could even listen to the class, which is just probably a 2-3 day class, The first thing he told is, I had a very bad incident with some very senior person. He came for my class, he continued my class and he left. I am very hurt. I am very disturbed and all that. So initially we thought maybe he is genuinely hurt. But then as we were progressing, right, it is very important that me and myself of this person came out so visibly in a very, very nice conversation I think he had once with ma'am. The reason I'm telling you is Danishi ma'am, just taking her name, is a Tamil lead, right? And she's also a head and she has so many responsibilities. I'm telling on the spiritual side. One, to lead the team. One, obviously, as a student to sit here in the class. And besides that, there will be a lot of queries which get escalated. Besides that, Prabhu also will be telling her, all these activities, though is sounding administrative, now I'm going to ask you, is it spiritual activities or is it material activity? Finding out how many L1s are there, how many registered, how many understood, how many dropouts. Are these administrative? Yes, this is not class, right? So in spite of administrative, is it material or is it spiritual?
It is spiritual, ma'am.
Any doubts in this? Tarnishi ma'am there? I hope she's not listening to this. Acha, very happy she's not listening. So, but later after half an hour, she'll tell, I heard ma, I was in mute. I'm okay both ways. But coming back to the main story, I'm taking her permission, so I'm quoting her name as well. I have not taken, I will take later. Now coming back to this, so this is spiritual activity. Now, learning also is important, right? Because only when we learn, we can give. But also what Prabhupada has said is, even if I learn 2 lines, like what I'm doing now, I'm reading 2 lines, learning now, and I'm telling. Because A, I did not have time. B, I may not even have knowledge. So we may do a joint learning, right? So the point why I'm highlighting this is, this particular person had told her, see, my classes are very important. These are mine. It is very valuable. And therefore, you have to decide on your priorities, whether you want to sit and do all this work or come to my class. And we were very stunned to hear this kind of 2 versions. First, a commentary by telling, I am deeply hurt because people are dropping out. People dropping out, you can be hurt, but telling that someone senior dropped out with my class, taking my information. There is nothing to take. This is not money. This is not material. Everybody will have to take information, because even in the material world, knowledge grows when you share. Right. But the reason I'm quoting this example is, look at the level of false ego, even though this person is 83-year-old, right? And I don't wish to quote the name of the person, but has got such a strong false ego of mine and myself that it really disheartens me when this comment came. And I no wonder even I got the comment. So when he asked, what are you doing? What is your knowledge? I said, I've read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And later when he said, no, don't you do any courses like Bhakti Shastri? I said, yes. He said, you're very evasive. You have not disclosed it. I said, because you're never asked. All right. So no, when someone asks, what are you doing? You should tell the full story. And I think most of my friends here know very clearly, most of my answers are one word. I think most of them, I think Reena Mataji, whoever has interacted with me, Rohini Mataji, Muna, Priyadarshini Mataji, Lalita Mataji, most of them tell, half the time your WhatsApps are very difficult to quote. Of course, I was a little more. The reason I've always felt is, it is not because I wanted to not inform or anything. It is just that I feel that whatever information is given, that is good enough, right? And many times I have never gone around telling, and I think most of the time, and since you all probably will be knowing because we are interacting more things, I've never gone and also said that I am part of Bhakti Vaibhav, right? Administrate, I keep administrating, right? Basically, I am the administrator of the group. Nor do I tell that Bhakti Vaibhav fast track we are creating or whatever. Those conversations don't come out unless when Aishwarya Mataji came and told about that, that Radhika Mataji is handling the whole thing. At the background, I always tell, no, it's somebody else. It's Namnishta Prabhu. Not because of hiding or anything. It's just that the fact is, this is never a one-man show. It is always a teamwork, right? There are things which sometimes we are good at, but always there is one thing which we should learn is, even if we are good at, we should always give. And this is something which I have learned a lot from Namnishta Prabhu. And his very initial classes, like during COVID times when he could not, when his guru told, do online class, just see. And if you see our previous chapter, number 5, you see Brahma's prayers, right? What is Brahma excited about? What enlivens Brahma? Okay, it's one of the question answers. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell, but still. Anyway, we've submitted. Brahma. What is Brahma? Why is he excited when Narada asks, who is the creator? Yad Rupam. He's so excited. Yet Adhishtanam, he's super excited. It's not me, not me, not me, he says. Why does he say that? Hare Krishna.
Because he can tell more about the Supreme Lord and spread his glories.
Excellent, because he can spread the glory. So a true devotee is not somebody who talks about I am so old, does not say I have a half a year's an experience in my literature work, but is someone who sees every chance to spread the glory. Which is why Yamadharma Raja loved his role as Vidura, because he could continuously talk Krishna Katha. Everybody loves Krishna Katha, right? Including Prahlad, 5-year child, goes to Gurukul in spite of the sword hanging on the head, is interested to talk Krishna Katha. And that is the glory of Krishna. That is something which we should deep inside touch our heart and hold on. That is where it is. And the reason I brought in this philosopher is because the concept of knowledge is very different from Vijnana. Knowledge is to do with your mind, even to a level of intelligence. But we saw, right, Pranamaya, we saw first, right, Annamaya, very lowest level of intelligence. Next level is, what is the next level beyond Annamaya? My dear darlings, Bhagavad Gita. Annamaya, next.
Gnanamaya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya.
Ari bol. Mataji, sitting in Mayapur, you tell that you're unwell and all, and now you're rocking. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
These are called Brahmaputra.
Hari. Very nice. So basically, Annamaya, that is the initial stage, right? The next one is Pranamaya. Like the Annamaya, I always take the example of a 3-month child. Nothing. You feed it, lead. Pranamaya, animals. Life instinct it has, right? Manomaya, mind level. Vijnanamaya, intelligence, right? You're thinking. But actually, Vijnanamaya is not just thinking, it is also thinking, willing, thinking, feeling, and all are more to do with mind. But Vijnanamaya is more of doing action, which is why intelligence. Mind tells me, go and have idli, you're hungry. But eat 5, I will go. But intelligence tells me, array, pocket may just 5 rupees, just shut up and go, just have 1 idli and get out. Right? Intelligence tells me. Applying that is intelligence. If I don't apply and I tell, it's okay, I will eat 5 idli, I'll think about it later, then I will spend my rest of my life either in jail or washing the vessels. The next one is Anandamaya, which is a supreme happiness, right? Anandamaya is the ultimate. And I was talking about 3 levels of happiness, and I'll connect that in a moment. Why? Because your Annamaya happiness is at the bodily level. I know you've read this, but I'm just telling 3. We always tell, okay, I'm going to ask you all, what do you need, happiness or peace of mind? All of you.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Very nice. Anybody else?
Both.
Both. Very nice. So Annamaya, we give Annadan also, right? Is at that level of happiness. I eat food. Wow. I eat tasty food. Wow. How long that wow starts? Give me Badamala, I'll feel very wow. How long I will feel happy? By eating a nice food?
2 minutes.
How long? 4 hours? 4-5 hours? Yeah, 2-3 hours? Okay, it's little longer for me. 4 hours, I will feel happy. So happiness, that's it. I buy a big car, maybe 1 week I'll be happy. Right? Now the car gets scratched, another next 10 days I'll be sad. That's a different story. So happiness, distress also comes parallel. Now peace, right? Mataji was talking about peace. That is to do with this is gross body. Anything to do with gross body is happiness. Wow, excited. Taste, right? Mind is Manomaya, right? That is talking about subtle body. Now subtle body talks about mind, right? That one gives you peace, which stays longer. Example, for example, we talk about Annadanam. We also talk about Ashraya Danam, which means you give him shelter, give him a job. Higher than that is Jnanam. And we are talking about spiritual Jnana. Vidya Vinaya Sampati. We are talking about Lord's Jnana, right? Vidyam cha, Vidyam cha. Este Vedo Bayam Saha Vidyadam Mrityum Tita Vidyadam Mrityum Ashnate. Right? Isho Upanishad. So that jnana which is not material but spiritual jnana, but we know material jnana to understand and come out of it. Therefore, that jnana is what we are talking about. Anandam, which is the highest, which is understanding, and that is called bliss, which is the highest happiness. English, we know only these 2 words, but bliss we say no. Bliss is eternal. Whenever I come and ask, what do you want, right? Most of you all tell story. Why? Because the story is not our twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's about Krishna. We saw the moon. Who was the moon we were enjoying yesterday? Yesterday, which moon story did we enjoy throughout the day?
Nityananda.
Nice, na? So that Nityananda is what? Avaduta. That sloka song also says that, na? Nityananda avadite tur Vasudha Prana Vallabha Janaki Jivita Pate. So finally imagine Janaki's lover. You know, he is, what is his mother's name? Padmavati. Padmavati, right? Same story, same character. He wears blue color dress, he's white color, he's like moon. So beautiful eyes. While I'm telling as a comedy also, I'm getting involved and you all are also listening. Why? Because it creates bliss. Even the very thought basically gives us that spiritual feel. That is called Anandamaya, which is the highest platform, which is called complete bliss. Now, why I'm going into all this is because that is exactly what you will derive from moving away from me and myself. So because when we say move away from me and myself, it's like how? No, if you're moving away from myself, it is not that you're losing, you're getting something. That's why I said Vishyan vinivartante niraharasya devina prasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartite. How I can move? By higher taste. Why should I move? Because I will relish more. Why is our acharyas talking about Raganuka Sadhana Bhakti? Okay, I'm going to ask. We are all neophytes in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. If I become a Uttamadhikari in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, all of us, where will we go? What is our destination? If we do only Vaidhi Sadhana and become Uttamadhikaris, great. Always Ananya Bhakti in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. What is our destination?
Goloka.
Vaidhi Sadhana, you.
Ananya Bhakti we are doing, no?
I will do Ananya Bhakti, but I will do only Vaidhi Sadhana. I am doing Ananya Bhakti.
Also, if you do with Nishkama stage, you will go there.
Go where?
Goloka.
You'll go to Vaikuntha. Because Ananya, if we do not develop prema, then where will we go? We are not having love and reverence. We are having only reverence. There's no love, na? See,
Yes,
Yashoda Mai has love. Krishna is
love,
asking
yeah.
for love. Right?
Now understood, Mataji. We are just following rules and regulation and doing bhakti. So I will go there one day, Vaikuntha.
I will go Vaikuntha. Anyway, you will give up the material wish. So I will go to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is confirmed. Okay, but the point is our acharyas want us to go where?
Goloka. Back to Godhead.
Back to Godhead, Golaka directly. So Vaikuntha is also back to Godhead, but we want to go to Krishna Loka. Therefore, we will do. That's why I told Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. But above the Bhakta Vatsala, that is considered as the highest thing, right? He is willing to compromise. Above that is Bhakta. Bhakta Vatsalya is great. He will do anything for the devotee. His devotee's word. What is the meaning of Bhakta Vatsalya? What is, keeping up the Bhakta? Yeah, Bhakta's word. What is it called? Bhakta's word is important for him than his word. What is it called? What is the quality of Krishna where he won't mind sacrificing his word also, but for the sake of the Bhakta?
That is Bhakta Vatsala only.
So that is the highest, right? So above that, what is high?
Prema.
That's right. So prema is higher. So prema, that's why because of prema only he's doing. No, just give me a minute. So because of prema only he's doing, right? So give me. I want her to think and tell me what it is.
Baba.
Thank you. So சொல்லுங்க இப்போ பக்த இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன வருது? பக்த இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன? பக்த இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் என்னங்க? Hare Krishna. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry. So Bhakta, above that is Bhakta Pradina. That means Krishna is willing to take anything for the sake of the devotee without declaring his position. He will put his crown outside. Yashoda Mai is tying, he will do, yes mama. Right? He is basically becoming a subservient even to the devotee of the Lord. So that is called Bhakta Pradina. So that is the quality of Krishna. So when we go to Goloka Vrindavan, if we don't have love, you think he will give. That's why they tell now Krishna will give anything. right? Kleshagna subhada, moksha dharnakit sudurlabha. It is very easy, but Chandra Nanda Vishesh Atma Su Mahatma Sudurlabha. It's very difficult to get mukti. So that is what they have told. So that is exactly what is spoken about as Bhakta Pradina. So that is what Krishna is offering. What else next?
Mataji, very difficult to get bhakti, not mukti, Mataji.
Excellent.
Just
That's what he is telling.
Huh.
We can even get mukti, but bhakti he will not give, because when mukti, getting liberation is fine. Did I say the other way around?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I just slipped. It is easy to get mukti because Krishna will be giving liberation also. Apologies for word slipping, but he will never give bhakti, because when he get bhakti, he has to become subservient to it, right? He has to become a slave, and therefore Krishna is very, very careful, right? Look at our level of concentration, right? With one word, with one distraction, how our mind can sway. Right here, I just shifted. One call came. Why I'm telling you is because we are so much materially engrossed that even when we are doing Krishna Kada, we get shifted here and there, which is a disadvantage of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. And therefore, we will go to Raganuka Sadhaka Bhakti, where we will develop, because currently, whatever we are doing, Shravanam, preaching, hearing, everything is involved. But when we are getting into Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, it is very material, right? Controlling is there, but then it is still material platform. That is why we are not getting Ananya. But in Raganuka Bhakti, we will get completely, it becomes spiritual. How? That is a question which I am going to post. And if you all remember, this is important, then think it over. And someday when I'm taking class again, I will, if I still remember, and if you all still remember, we will talk about it. Now, moving to the, because very important, no, for me, I was very curious. If Raganuka sadhana is what we have to do, how will I be able to do that? How can I reach the destination? Now, just like how Krishna is talking about, he is talking about all his energy, right? He's showing in 10th chapter complete opulence. He's giving theory class, and he's telling whatever I'm showing is very small fraction, right? And ultimately, at the end of the day, what I am is, whatever I'm glorifying is very big. My vibhutis are so much. I'm just giving you one sample size of that. Right now, after going back to circle, so basically, what are we? We are part and parcels of Lord. So we saw about that gross level happiness, mind level, and until we give me and myself, we will not be able to do. The reason I told is coming back again to our story of this teacher. We just told it's very difficult for us to accommodate time, place, and therefore we would not like to take it forward. We put it down, and that is when we understood how, this. Many times we tell why Prabhupada is highlighting so much, because he's experienced it. We have not experienced. So we don't understand the happiness also. We have not able to relate to someone who is so materially engrossed. So then we realize, my God, if we are going to hear from such a materially engrossed someone who's constantly cribbing and who's constantly doing this, then how can we have material progress? Which is why we should always stick to our acharyas, not only in our line of discipline succession, but also acharyas who are strictly still continuing to be in line of discipline. You'll be asking, Mataji, what you're telling still continuing? Because sometimes Prabhupada says there are people who would have started off in our line, but then who would have actually like riven cloud, right? Broken out of it, and they form a lot of things like Ritvik and all that. So which is why we always say that we will follow the previous acharya and continue to be in the same line of discipline succession. We can give analogies like how I told Rasam, how Prabhu told seed, all this can come. But these are examples, but the core concept should not get diluted. Yes. So let's move on to the next sloka. 7. Hare Krishna.
Shall I take it?
Hare
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Vikramo Bhurbhuvas Swascha.
Vikramo Bhurbhuvasvascha.
Kshemasya Sharanasya Cha.
Kshemasya Sharanasya Cha.
Sarvakama Varasyapi.
Sarvakamarasyapi
Hare Sharana Aspadam.
Hare Sharanam Aspadam.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Translation. Thus, the forward steps of the Lord are the shelter for the upper, lower, and heavenly planets, as well as for all that we need. His lotus feet serve as protection from all kinds of fear. Purport. For absolute protection from all sorts of fear, as well as for all our needs of life, we must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. not only in this planet, but also in all the upper, lower, and heavenly planets. This absolute dependence on the lotus feet of the Lord is called the pure devotional service, and it is directly hinted at within this passage. No one should have any kind of doubt in this matter, nor should one be inclined to seek the help of any other demigods, because all of them are dependent on him only. Everyone except the Lord himself is dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Even the all-pervading super soul is also dependent on the supreme aspect of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Very nicely chanted and right. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we are talking about upper, lower, middle planet, right? One set of classification by philosophers of this. Now, heavenly planets, some of them asked, does Brahma, somebody asked, I don't know whether they are there in this group still. Is Brahma having a body? Yes, he has a body. Does he have a gross body? Yes, he has a gross body, but his gross body is subtler than our body. So the human body, right? We are talking about Kim Purusha, all of them, Gandharvas, all of them have a physical body, but the point is their physical body is subtler than our body. So how it works, you are able to see my body, I can see your body because I'm having material eyes to see your body and your material eyes can see my body, right? So this is called gross body. Mind, intelligent, false ego is subtle body. We can't see that. But our purity is not so high to see subtler things. Just like a dog can see even more things which are furlong, right? I can't see. My 6x6 vision is only to the extent I can see this much. Or this, even this much. If I keep it so close also, I can't see. Boom. So I have my own challenges. Therefore, my body can be seen by y'all because your pure senses and my senses are more or less matching. We both are on the earth. But the Lord of the heaven, Indra, we can't see because we don't have so much of purity. He's subtler. But Yudhishthira in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga were also able to see because they were very pure. Right? So they could see things which are even more in depth because their lives were also long, right? So their quality of life, their lifestyles were much better than ours. So they were able to see the Lord, and therefore it is extremely important to understand that when we are talking about 4 lakh, that is 84 lakh species, how many are human?
4 lakh, Mataji.
4 lakh.
Yes, 4 lakh includes these devatas. 4 lakh includes Kim Purushas. 4 lakhs includes, Vidyadharas. Vidyadhara only, Sankarshana comes under Vidyadhara. We are talking about Kim Purusha. Any example of Kim Purusha? Can't forget. Hanuman. Right? So Hanuman is coming under the family of Kim Purushas. All these are also the 4 lakh species. And this was one of my highest curiosity when I saw 4 lakh, who are they? So these are the various categories. All of them have a gross body. All of them have a subtle body. Their gross body is subtler than our gross body, but it is grosser than our subtle body. So you will be able to see, you can see them only if we are pure. We can't see them right now. So, but Prabhupada also once made a comment telling give space, Narada can sit because he was pure enough to see. So some of them have this kind of potential. They are much, much purer than us, right? And
Definition of Kim Purusha, Mataji. Definition of Kim Purusha.
Kim Purusha is a category, Mataji. Just like how you are telling human, you are telling I'm a lady, I'm a human being, right? Kim Purusha are one set of people like Vidyadhara, Kim Purusha, Gandharva. How will you define Gandharva? Gandharva, you will tell, are one set of people who are singing, right? Kim Purushas are the man, animal kind of a thing, not a monkey kind of a human, whom you call what? Dwarf, apes, whatever you call. I don't know. I'm using the local term, or rather the English term, but I don't know the exact English term for Kim Purusha. They are like almost human, right? Hanuman is not human, right? He's a monkey, but he's not a monkey like the one which you see here. So that ape, yeah, whatever. So that category is called Kim Purusha.
Narsimha Deva had dual body, no?
Narsimha Deva?
He had, a man, that lion and man body.
No, that is a different category. There are
Mataji, excuse me, under Kim Purusha, Vanaras and all will comes, Mataji. Vanaras, Kinaras, Rakshasas, Ekshasas and all. They are like subcategories in
of Kim Purushas. Okay,
so
very
Vanaras
nice.
means it includes the monkeys also, Mataji.
So what I am talking about is Hanuman particularly. Krishna says about his vibhuti. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hanuman, Priyadashri Mataji, Hanuman particularly is coming under what is considered as vibhuti, right? Krishna says, I am only Hanuman. If you read, it's not coming in Bhagavad Gita, but in Uddhav Gita, he will tell, I am Hanuman in among the Gandharva, among the birds, I am Garuda. I think that comes in Bhagavad Gita also, right? So in each of the category, he highlights himself. In that, I'm leaving that. I'm talking about specifically the human forms, that 4 lakh species forms are coming into this category. So Kim Purusha, Vidyadhara, all of that will come as a subdivision of the main thing. This is what I heard in one of the lectures, which I'm just sharing with you. Like all the 4 lakh categories, I don't know, but I'm just broadly giving you examples of that. Irrespective of even when they are in the heaven, what is happening? Even in that planet, one has to take shelter of him. People in heaven, are they scared or aren't they?
No.
Do they have fear in heaven?
Scared.
They are scared, which is why every time they run, right? Well, Purusha Sutta itself is that. So why is Purusha Sutta? They are talking about Purusha Sutta itself because these are prayers offered to the Lord because they are scared, right? So this is what they are. This is the main thing which we are talking about. So everywhere the fear is there, right? That is why. That's why they're talking about Bhajaure Mana Shri Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Abhaya Charan. Who can? In fact, what is Prabhupada's name? Without
Charan.
And I will never forget Namanishta Prabhu telling that every time your fear is directly proportionate, not directly, inversely proportionate to your bhakti. The higher the bhakti, the lower the fear. To see Pandavas, very rarely you will see them with fear. The only sign of fear they started seeing only when they saw that. When did they feel that fears? When did Yudhishthira sense fear?
When Krishna left.
Only when Krishna left, he started sensing fear. So that is something which we should always remember. So very, very clearly, fear is inversely proportionate to bhakti. If inversely means higher the bhakti, lower the fear. This is Namanishta Prabhu's statement. And every time I fear, I remember his statement. Guru's statement, you should take it. Now don't ask me, Mataji, are you fearless? I am still. But at least remember the statement. Right? So why? Because if we want abhayam, if we want bliss, if we want Goloka Vrindavan, then we have to let go on the I and I. So this is what the overall thing. And I know where Priyadashri Mataji you're telling. If you actually
please mute Mataji, mute yourself. Some background noise is there.
Yeah, I will mute everyone. So if you are talking about if you are talking about definition of Kim Purusha, if you all have Google, then they will tell lion head, human body and all that. That here in this context, they are talking about Hanuman and all of that. Yeah. So we can go to the next sloka and hope it's not too big. And so far, any doubts are we clear? Attendance is already posted.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Shall I share one point, Mataji?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Mataji, in relation to our nectar of devotion, there it has been told like if we do with the Vaishnava must do 5 things like chanting, reading Bhagavatam, and residing in holy places, deity worship, association of devotees. This and all will make that sadhana bhakti into Raga Anaga Bhakti Mataji. Does it helps Mataji? I remember this reading in our NOD.
Answer is correct. All this, see, whatever you're telling will help you to go to Raganuka Bhakti. I'm not denying it. You definitely need to do Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti to go to Raganuka, but sometimes out of luck, we might have done our Vaidhi in the previous Janma. We would have already started with Raganuka. Unfortunately, we are not in that, but I'm just saying one of them, you will see a lot of them with that Ragana, they have that interest. But they may not be still into Vaidhi part. They will be very advanced. Like they may not have followed. I'm just not able to quote examples right now, unless the person who is coming in my head is like Andal or Mirabai. Andal is obviously Shakti Tattva. I can't take that example. And Mirabai is not prominently spoken among that. But then many of them who are straight away into love for Lord, right? I'm not even taking Ragatmika Bhaktas. They naturally have that love. But some of them will have that. So somewhere you should get. You keep doing Vaidhi Bhakti. You keep on doing only Vaidhi Bhakti. You will get Vaidhi Bhakti only. But there will be something which you should not do. You're doing correctly. Somewhere you will get something. If I go back, Vaidhi Bhakti. Let me touch Vaidhi Bhakti. If you're talking about Vaidhi Bhakti, How will we first get bhakti in the first place? I think I should go to the basic and then we will talk about it. How will we get Vaidhi bhakti?
Faith.
How will
By
we get
having
faith? How will we get faith?
knowledge. With knowledge.
How will we get knowledge?
Approaching a guru.
Why will you approach a guru?
To come out of my ignorance, doubts.
No, that is okay. But how will you even know that you have to approach a guru?
How to?
How will we even know that I need to approach a guru?
When I want to know something, I should approach a person who is knowledgeable about it.
Very nice. So basically what you're telling is common sense makes you approach a guru. I will probably go and approach some fellow who's a materialist, right? And I don't know about God. So how will I start off with it? You're coming there. But there should be something which should have given me a motive or what you're telling is I want to know something. I want to know something about whom? If I want to know something about the water bottle, I'll ask somebody else. I want to know something about
Lord.
God. So it is
Very
spiritual
nice, God.
philosophy. So I want to go towards a person who is well about the spiritual knowledge.
In that you have met someone. So that means out of a costless mercy of one of the transcendentalists, you managed to get this feeling. The feeling is also we are thinking is on my own. No.
Mercy of devotee.
Mercy of devotee. Hari bol. Mercy of it is not. We talk about Sukruti, agreed. Agnyata Sukruti, agreed. How did we get Agnatam? We will tell Mahat Sevayam. How did we get Mahat Sevayam? That is a costless mercy of a devotee. Started there, right? Because of the devotee, I did service, I did Agnyata Sukruti, I got, right? Then I got Shravanam, all that, and I will come to Vaidhi Padma. That's all we've done. Otherwise, 10 years before you and me, always liked Krishna, but how to do, we didn't know. Right? You've done your medicine, I've done my MBA, you're sitting there, I'm sitting here without knowing. I mean, we knew Bhakti, but we never got, forget about initiation, but we never even came into the path of doing. And 5 years before, I thought, oh, so my family had a very bad experience with the Guru. So talk about Guru, they will kill me. Right? And 5 years before one of our family friends, not very close, but acquaintance, I advise Guru and all, you should not believe. And later I realized, oh, sure, the person is a Sikh, strong believer of Guru. You know, I'm glad they did not beat me up. But today, what is happening? We are talking about Krishna is telling. How did I get the knowledge that without Guru, I cannot reach Krishna? It's because of how you said philosophy, right? Knowledge. But to come there, to come to Vaidhi, I would have had, or you would have had, or we all would have had Agnyata Sukriti. Like that, we are doing Vaidhi, we keep on doing Vaidhi, we'll go to Vaikunta. So to go to Raga Nuka, process is correct. We should also get something. What is that something? From where will we get that something?
Mercy of the Lord, no?
We all got mercy of the Lord. That's why we are here. Mercy of the Lord is correct answer always. Other than that.
Desire.
Desire we have already. That is why we are doing sadhana.
Working towards it.
That is sadhana. I'm glad some of you all are interested.
Sukritamat.
Sukrita we got. That is why we are doing Vaidhi.
Past life?
Huh?
Past life
karma.
Past life, that is why we are doing Vaidhi sadhana.
Mercy of Lord Mataji.
Mercy of the Lord, that is why we have come here. See, you're going to Vaikunta is also no less, no, Mataji. So let's first understand one thing. We have high goal, 100 marks. Is 98 mark low?
No.
Right? That is also teacher's credit. So mercy of Lord, mercy of Guru. So to Raga Nuka, you want the answer or should I keep it for my next class?
No, you tell now only.
Give the answer.
So the mercy, so far we received mercy of devotee, right? By the everything. Raga Nuka, whom will we follow?
Spiritual first.
No. Raga Nuka, you will follow whom as in, for to get Raga Nuka Bhakti, we will have to go by somebody who has that prema. Ragatmya, excellent. Ragatmya, that means Brajavasi. Where will I go for Brajavasi? Even if going by what these Matajis are telling, I go to sit in Braja, I may not have access to them so much for getting that prema, no? You're getting my point. Raganuka are devotees who are very exalted, Brajavasis. Going to Braja can help me. So, Ragatmika Bhakti, Bhaktar only can give me that. Agree? Raganuka Bhaktar cannot give. Ragatmika Bhakti. See, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti expert can give me. But Raga Nuka Bhakta cannot give me Raga Nuka. Who will give Raga? Somebody who has only can give, na. See, who can give you Krishna Prema? Only Krishna can give. Correct, na? Only he has. Why Chaitanya? Because he's only, how I will give only, say, I can give you something only if I have. So you need Raga Nuka Bhakti means I should get it from Ragadmika. Okay, now can anyone go find out, call, excuse me, go, Yashoda Mai, can you please give me? We can try, right? But can we get, we don't know, right? So that will also descend. That is a mercy which we will get from Ragatmika devotee. Now your next question is, Mataji, who is this person? I don't know, neither will you know. But what is not important is, you need not find out who gave you. You may feel it, but you still may not know it. You may be extremely interested in Yashoda Mai. Putana also would have given you that. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Now, if I tell Mataji Putana is giving, you will tell, Chi, Mataji, I don't want from Putana. You cannot tell. Currently, if they have, I'm just giving an example, very crude example. Ragatmika, whoever is having Ragatmika Bhakti may feel mercy, telling that Radhika Dasi and all the Dasis here, therefore I bless you, and all the Dasas I will bless you with Raganuka Premai. So it will also descend by seeing your dedication. They will feel impressed with you. Right? So this is the story. Happy? Not happy?
Yeah.
Huh? So I was very excited to share this. So what I can't tell is identity I don't know. Which Raganuka we won't. So the point is nobody will know. So the point is this is also a costless mercy which will come from Ragatmika devotees, which will descend from spiritual. And what happens after that? The moment you descend, whatever Shravanam, Kirtanam, Ananya is not coming for us. Why? Because we are having material ear, material eye. Mataji, then will I get spiritual eye in here? Sort of. You will start feeling I won't say you'll get spiritual here, but currently whatever Shravanam which is coming to me is still material. Though it is spiritual vibration, like your connection. Internet connection is bad, you can't hear what I'm talking. I'm still talking Krishna Katha. Like that, my connection here is bad. So I am not getting that, Shravanam. Though the Shravanam is very pure, when it's coming to me, it is becoming, when it's entering my ear, it's becoming material. But the moment it continues to be spiritual inside my ear, or when I'm receiving it with my spiritual feeling, if I'm getting it spiritually, then it will be Ananya. I will love it. Then I will enjoy bliss. 24/7, I will go on with it. When I say I, it means you, it means all of us. I'm just giving an example. I'm telling I, so that you can relate I. Otherwise, I factor is not generally our styles of talking. We always use our. So our bhakti will get into Raganuka when Ragatmika Bhaktar devote gives us that gift. We will not be able to identify who's that Ragatmika. Then our Shravanam Kirtanam currently, which is sounding material, will start sounding, though it is spiritual. That quality has not changed. Just like water. Water is pure, right? But if my glass is dirty, will the water be dirty or pure? The glass is dirty. Right? Right. Currently, I am dirty. And all those who feel that we are still not pure, right, can also join me in this. Right? So that is why. So the Shravanam which we are listening, Kirtanam which we are doing is still mixed. They are pure. But like the water gets contaminated, our ears are contaminated, so we are not able to relish it fully. Right? I'm still thirsty. I will try from the dirty glass, I will lick. Right? This way, that way. But the water is pure. But if I'm taking it from a fresh water, beautiful glass, full thirst, I feel great. That feeling I will get only when I am blessed with that Raganuka. So will all of us be blessed. So before we all go to Goloka Vrindavan, from Rajavasi, from a Ragatmika devotee, we will get Raganuka. To that, what we should do? We should do Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Sincerely, whether we are there in Mangala Aarti in the morning, whether attendance is there or not, we should do our sadhana. We should not switch on the video and think of someone. Mobile playing. No. We should sincerely be involved. That's all we can do. Seeing us, Ragatmikas will get impressed and devote them. And then we will all go to Goloka Vrindavan. Any further doubts on this topic, kindly directly clarify with your respective Ragatmika Bhaktars who gave you that in Goloka Vrindavan. Right?
Very nice.
Hari bol.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Vancha Kalpadravya Kripa Sindhuge Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Anantakoti Vaishnav Vijay Srila Prabhupada Vijay Namacharya Haridas Thakur Vijay Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Beautiful. Thank you. 1 minute, Naka. So very nice, superb set of devotees. And one last question is, are you having Raganuga Bhakta right now, Bhakti, or no?
No. No.
I wish to tell you all are all wrong. All of you all have Raganuga Bhakti, which is why morning you're able to chant, evening you're able to sit. May not be at full level, but already that small thing has come. Otherwise, you cannot understand all this. This Tan Mantra, all that is going above the head, right? For all of us, it is going.
Mataji, the true Mataji, can I speak? Can I add to what you said? Mataji, it is not correct. We are chanting. I am chanting it just to fulfill the requirement, not because out of pleasure. You know, I am much more happy and ecstatic listening to Vishnu Sahasranama. And I'm more happy, and I would always prefer to listen to Vishnu Sahasranamam than to sit chanting. But I'm chanting because I need to fill up the requirement.
Very nice, Prabhu. But at least that you're doing. You're doing that, right? You're doing that Vaidhi because you're sticking to the Guru. As you start doing this chanting, also, I think, so am I. Most of us do it. I don't do it for that. I do chanting because I enjoy chanting.
Mataji, it's not a question of starting. I'm already doing 16 rounds for many years now. So it's a matter of, fulfilling the requirement for the purpose of fulfilling. That's all. There is nothing more to it.
Prabhu, you're talking about one lifetime, number of years you are measuring. None of us know how many lifetimes we have all been chanting, right? Does anyone know how many lifetimes previously we have chanted? Does anyone know how many lifetimes of mistakes we have done in our life? No, right? So thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing your realization. All of us always tell comparison. We take our life and we tell we are doing for so long. It can be somebody who's just 10-year-old has got the Raganuga Prema, right? We've seen some children who are like really smart, like Manas and all that small child. How child will naturally have the propensity because has already been in that stage of Raganuga. Now you tell, Mataji, in spite of Raganuga, why that may not have been Prema. Like you take, what is Raganuga means? It means Rati, taste, right? Bhava. What is that Rati? Rati means taste. But somebody like Bharat Maharaj slipped, na? Like that, they've also slipped and come to us. But we can't compare us with them. They are on a higher platform. We are all in one platform. Many of you all will be much higher. Many of you will be much lower. Many of you would be chanted for few months, but you would have got the grip. So many years, not got the grip. We cannot compare each other, which we are. But we have to compare ourselves. We are all Sanatana, right? So therefore, what we have to do is, along with Krishna, how much of devotion we have given. So that is something we should think of. And in that context, I am telling, for this lifetime only, I am able to speak. Therefore, I'm telling that we will do that devotion. Right now, we will do that devotion. Right now, we will focus on our sincerity. We don't know when we get mercy. Suddenly, Prabhu may call me and tell that, Mataji, I don't know what happened today. I continuously chanted 20 rounds with love and my wife was pulling me, telling, enough, come, eat your food. We don't know. Prabhu, we don't know, right? We don't know when we will get that. And we will all hope that any moment we are just ready to get that.
Mataji, the truth is, like, I'm waiting for the class to finish. As soon as the class finishes, I can start Vishnu Sahasranamam listening to it. That is
also Bhakti only, no, Prabhu. That is also Bhakti. Vishnu Sahasranamam is 1,000 names of Krishna. So
rather than chanting, you were giving example of chanting. That's why I'm replying, Mataji.
Prabhu, chanting is everything. Even Vishnu Sahasranamam is chanting, but Vishnu Sahasranamam is more towards reverence, right? Vishnu Sahasranamam talks about Vaikunt, which is what Mataji was talking about, right? Sankuch Mataji. So she was talking about reverence, right? Reverence. You're talking about Vishnu is great. Here we are talking about Raganuka, but it's not necessary that you have to come to Raganuka. You can always be a Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakta, go back to Vaikunt. Not everybody here wants to go to Goloka. Not everybody would want, for example, Hanuman wants to go to Ayodhya. Prahlad would prefer Nrsimhadev. Right? Here, Tarni Mataji is sitting in and, wants to go only to Goloka Vrindavan. What we can do? We are having different people, right? So now if you push...
Well, Mataji, I have no answer to all your questions. You have raised so many things. None of us will know whether we go, where we'll go, and what will happen. This is all like daydreaming. daydreaming.
I don't believe that, Prabhu. I don't, because I want to stop here for a moment. Sorry, Prabhu, for interrupting. How many of you all are class teachers, school teachers, college teachers?
I was Mataji.
You are there. Very nice. Is there anybody other than Prabhu who's school teacher, academic teacher?
No, I was not school Mataji. University
School,
teacher.
college, university, anyone?
Yes, Mataji, me.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. How many of you all genuinely, when you're teaching a class of, let's say, 50 students, how many of you feel that out of 50, only 10 will pass?
I feel all will pass.
Why you feel all will pass? Are all of them equally intelligent, Mataji?
Not because of intelligence. This doesn't require my intelligence actually. They are
Yeah.
applied. I'm sure that my teaching would reach them and they would definitely succeed.
Yeah.
That
Fine.
was the confidence I had in them.
Excellent. So basically, this is a confidence. I am sitting here and, whenever I've been teaching, and I think I keep pulling with Bhakti Vriksha team of my Tarni Mataji, Guna Mataji, Priyadarshini Mataji, Lalita Mataji. I always tell, I'll meet you guys in Goloka, not out of fun. They keep telling, I do it out of fun. But to even Tamil students or other Bhakti Vaibhav fast track, I genuinely feel, and evening session when Namanishna Prabhu had told me, write the names, people, I wrote actually, Goloka team 1, team 2, because earnestly when I'm teaching, I'm very strongly feeling that we all should go to Goloka. This is a thing right now. If that, I'm sure every teacher will have that interest. Yes or no? And if a teacher who's materially like Priyadarshini Mataji, I am confident that my teaching will make her pass. If a materialist, sorry Mataji, teacher is confident about making a student pass, why as a spiritual guide, any of the spiritual teachers cannot be confident that we will go to Goloka, especially when Krishna is going to be kind enough to give a hand. Yes or no? And when we have Nityananda is telling that even difference is like exam, right? 35 marks is pass mark. 30 mark you get, Krishna is telling 5 mark I will give. Sarva dharmam parityaga mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papabhyo moksha ikshami masachoha. Very nice. Chaitanya Prabhu is telling, don't worry, I will give you question paper, answer paper, study and come. Shelter. Nityananda Prabhu is telling, no need, you just tell Krishna, you would have called Kaya also. I heard Krishna, I will come write your answer. When we have such people in our life, and when we have Prabhupada who is guiding us for them, and when we have Namanishna Prabhu who says that, boss, even if you're material, even if you're an atheist, I will take you, don't worry, come. And even if you're sitting in Chennai, even if you're sitting in Singapore, even if you're scratching your head like Tarni Mataji without knowing what to do, and even if you're like, Devika Mataji, who is not willing to take classes, but very keen to put complete heart and soul for admin, even if there is somebody like Mangalam Mataji, whom last 2 minutes, I will tell her 2 days notice, I will give an LTL take over, and Lalita, I call and tell, record and send, and she will do recording. In spite of all that, why should I not have the confidence that our team will go to Goloka? I am so sorry. But I would still tell, it may be Krishna's wish, it may be, but with all this in line, I think with full confidence, I will tell someday or the other, sooner or later, probably in this lifetime, we will all meet in Goloka Vrindavan. And I will still ask these questions to all of you all. If not, Hare Krishna. Yes. Thank you so much. And sorry if I've hurt anybody's feelings. Sorry if you all feel I'm overconfident about this, but I think it is the strength of Guru Parampara with which we will all speak. And we will all meet there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your positiveness, Mataji. And wishing the best for all of us. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, Tarni Mataji, make a list of all those who are doubtful. Huh? When you go to Goloka Vrindavan, please chastise them on behalf of us. See, she's silently telling yes. Hare Krishna.
First of all, I have to go, no, Mataji.
This only I told, no? Then chastise yourself also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, everybody. And see you all. Sorry, I took 7 minutes extra and attendance is there. Bye-bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Radhika Mataji. Still complete the paper. Can we continue?
Mataji.
Finish the paper. I'm sorry. Hare Krishna. I'll stop live just 1 second.